regatta win and a series win. Tell us a bit about today.
Yeah, thanks. Sydney has been a tough event for us. Sort of struggled a bit with a few injuries yesterday, and even today, Lockie, who filled in for Harry, who filled in for Goobs when he was away. We threw him over the front in one of the board drops and came up, a bit bashed and bruised, but he managed to get on and do the final 3 races with us and had some tricky stuff out there. It was a northerly, it was pretty shifty and quite windy at times, but that last race I got super light and really tricky. But happy with how we sailed today, and it's nice to finish off the series with 3 wins. I've said this 100 times to anyone who's asked me, like, it is the hardest boat I've ever had to sail. It's the most punishing. You're trying to foil at speeds in the 30 knots while on trapeze with a rate control system that is very simple and basic compared to what the cup boats have, and sailing in tiny course areas with lots of traffic. So I'd had everything this whole circuit, and for sure that it was one of the hardest things I've had to do.
Probably the slight advantage that Nathan, Ian and myself probably had coming into this series was just the amount of sort of foiling sailing that we'd done, whether it be AC50, AC45, GC32, Moth, ACAT, all that sort of stuff. You sort of had to put all those skills into play, and possibly some of the other guys may have done some of that type of sailing, but probably not to the same sort of level and diversity that we'd had previously. But the idiosyncrasies of sailing this particular boat, obviously everybody learns. We learnt, but we probably started off at a slightly better level, if you like, initially. But certainly the calibre of the other guys sailing, it hasn't taken them too long to pick it up. So they've actually paved the way with a lot of the manoeuvres, and we've certainly all been watching each other to learn what techniques are good in tacks and jibes. And to be honest, we're all only really scratching the surface, I think, as to what these boats will ultimately be able to do in the future.
Pretty interesting couple of days here in Sydney, this event. We've had a full bag of conditions, like the light wind, sub-foiling stuff on Friday, through to the upper end traffic conditions flying down the harbour, and then today a bit of a gusty northwester. So I think it's been a great event. Yeah, these boats they're very fascinating, the way that they've got the electronic rake and they're going really fast with the high apparent wind speed, and the apparent's right forward. So they're really hard boats to sail well, and it's taken us a few events as all the competitors to get up to speed to optimise sailing these boats to their actual potential. And now that's starting to come together. The racing's just getting better and better. Been very lucky with the guys up front. I've had Aidan Menzies on the sheet and Sam Newton running the bow. So the trust and faith that the guys on any of the bow or sheet hands on any of these boats is phenomenal in their skippers. It's been pretty fun, some of the training days we've had opportunities to test and try like 3 on trapeze downwind and things like that, and I think that'll feature further on into the class, but not just yet.
Yeah, look, I think hats off to the McCartneys. They did it. It's an amazing effort. There was a lot of sort of, maybe ifs, buts, but really at the end of the day, they've pulled it off. The boats have made it through the series. There hasn't been really too many breakdowns at all during race. It's just hats off to the shore crew and the electronics engineers. Really, it's been great to work with some fantastic people, and I think there's some great things to come in the future moving forwards with the class.